Now let's turn our attention to the Caribbean, where Haiti has been rocked by gang violence again. This weekend, there was a massacre in the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Nearly 200 people were slaughtered with machetes, knives, and guns, all because of a priest who said voodoo was being practiced in a neighborhood. This incident has worsened Haiti's spiraling security crisis, which has left at least 5,000 people dead this year and displaced more than 700,000. But why is the Haitian government failing to control these violent gangs, and what will become of this crisis? Here's a report.
This is Wharf Jeremy, a sprawling slum in Haiti's capital city of Port-au-Prince. It's one of the poorest, most densely populated, and violent neighborhoods in the Caribbean nation. This weekend, it was rocked by a spike in gang violence. The massacre killed at least 184 people. And it was all thanks to a gang leader's personal vendetta. His name is Monel Felix. His son had a fatal illness, so Felix consulted a priest who blamed voodoo for the child's illness. Now, voodoo practices the belief that all living things have spirits. While it's largely misunderstood in Western pop culture, it's one of Haiti's official religions. But even though voodoo is a recognized faith here, it doesn't always have the best reputation. So, on Friday night, Felix set out to seek his supposed revenge against witchcraft, and the killings began. His gang killed at least 60 people in Wharf Jeremy. On Saturday, the child died from the illness. So, grieving or not, gang members paid the neighborhood another visit. They declared round two. Using machetes and knives, they killed dozens of people. Most of the victims were over the age of 60. Older people who practiced voodoo were targeted and slaughtered. In some homes, 5 or 6 people were killed. Wharf Jeremy is a near impenetrable gang stronghold in the capital. The police generally don't go there, and law enforcement is severely lacking. So people from outside the neighborhood, like motorcycle and taxi drivers, intervened to save people, but they too were gunned down and killed. While mutilated bodies are still being burned in the streets, at least 184 people have been declared dead by the UN. But experts predict that the actual figure is much higher, pushing the overall death toll in Haiti's spiraling security crisis to at least 5,000.
The situation is getting much more critical. We've seen a growing number of internally displaced, now getting to over 700,000 in the country.
Haiti has been embroiled in gang violence since early this year, when rival gangs banded together and attacked government institutions, including police stations, prisons, and hospitals. Since then, bloodshed has continued. Last month was particularly deadly for Haiti. 3 U.S. airliners were struck by gunfire at the Port-au-Prince airport. The airport is still closed. Meanwhile, the government has been racked by political infighting, and the UN-backed police force, led by the Kenyan police, is severely under-resourced. So the government has struggled to contain the violent gangs whose power is only growing. And this weekend's massacre is a grim reminder that Haiti's problems are far from over.
Shalom. Kala Lal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. The one and the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. So as you see in the video there, you have the so-called Haitians, which is the tribe of Levi, getting out of hand with the voodoo, with the obeah. And people getting fed up with the gang members. Alright, the Lord is raising up these criminals to bring judgment upon those individuals who's practicing voodoo and witchcraft. This is Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. It says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." A witch could be someone who practices obeah, witchcraft, black magic, whatever you want to call it. all right, that's salak, that's participating in witchcraft, all right, sorcery. The Lord said, don't suffer them to live. You're supposed to put them to death. And that's exactly what the Lord has happened to those people over there in Haiti, because they practice a lot of Obi and Voodoo. And by the way, they are the tribe of Levi. All right, and as you can see, it's a priest that it's a priest that wanted these people that's practicing these things to be put to death. All right, and I won't be surprised too behind the scenes that priest would doing voodoo as well. All right, but he would blame his voodoo, but he himself could be doing voodoo as well, because most of them do it. All right, you know, some of them would look to fight voodoo with voodoo, obia with obia, and they ain't getting no benefit off of that. All right, look at the state of the country. You have criminals running over there. All right, you have criminals ruling there. Right, and with a country that is in poverty, where they getting all these guns from? Where they getting all these weapons from? It's from the devil, Esau. Right? Esau is letting them get those guns. Right? You see that they barely have food. They're going through some state are famine. Right? They're going through some poverty. But where they getting all these expensive guns from? And I can't afford to eat good, to get proper food. It's from Esau. Esau is giving them these guns. You know? And they're using this obia, this voodoo, this witchcraft, thinking that could help them. All right? That cannot help you out of the situation that you're in. And it's the Lord that has you all in that situation. You know? Because back then, right, these so-called Haitians, right, these Levites, they were responsible for going upon the altar and sacrificing the bulls and the bullocks and the turtle doves on the altar, right? You know, they will go and slay the bull and sprinkle the blood on the altar, and they would make that, they will be responsible for the sacrifices. But look what they're doing now. They're doing it on the left hand side. They're doing these stuff, right, on the left hand side. Now the sacrificing of the animals is done away with, because Yahweh Shai, he replaced that. So in the kingdom of heaven, the Levites we would no longer, first of all, we would be perfect. There would be nothing to sacrifice. Because Yahweh Shai is that ultimate sacrifice one. We don't need to sacrifice nothing right now. Right now, we don't need to sacrifice no bull or no lamb or no bullock. Right? And in the kingdom to come, we're going to be perfect. So all that stuff is going to be done away with. As a matter of fact, the whole nation of Israel is going to be as priests. Not just Levi. But Levi was the first tribe to become the priest, the holy priest unto the Most High. Right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and 31. It says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. And that's what's happening over there in Haiti. Look how long that's happening over there. That ain't just now start. They doing that for a while. right? Dealing with familiar spirits, all right? Seeking after wizards, doing obia, and all that. It ain't making you rich. It ain't getting you nowhere but your destruction. All right? What we have to do is, in order to get out of that state, we have to seek Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. But all this is the curses that's upon us, right? So you had the tribe of Levi that's into this black magic, this voodoo, this obia, and it's not profiting you, you know. From there, I'm going to book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 19. It says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High." All right? And witchcraft is one of them. So if you practicing witchcraft and idolatry, all right, you ain't going to make it on a chariot. You ain't going to receive salvation. All right? These is the things that's abomination unto the Lord. The Lord hates those things. All right? Especially when his people is taking part of it. Because that is not of us. He never taught us that. He never taught us to do obe or voodoo or witchcraft. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai never taught us those things. All right? That is what the heathen do. That is what the Egyptians did. When Moses put down his staff and he turned his staff into a serpent, the Egyptians did the same on the left-hand side. And what happened? Moses' rod swallow up the rest of Egyptians' rod when they were turned into serpents. All right? Which is a representation that the power on the right-hand side is way more greater than the power on the left-hand side. All right? We're not going on. When Esau is ready to come in like a flood, that obeah and that voodoo and that black magic isn't going to profit you one bit. All right? You are going to get put to death. Just like how them gang leaders come up against you, right? And they put you all to death with knives and cutlass and machete and guns. All right? Your obeah isn't going to save you in that day. It's in saving you right now. What we have to do is we have to put we trust in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. All right? And me saying this too, I have a brother, right? My brother used to do obe and voodoo. He used to go by a obe man, and he used to deal up with them thing. But the obe man wanted him to do something, and he did wanted it to do it, and the obe man cursed him, right? And ever since then, up to this same very day, he be seeing things and hearing things. All right? And calling upon GC. And I ain't doing nothing. And before he gets himself into those things, I tell him about the truth. I tell him about Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. But he rejected the truth to go and do obia. He even tried to convince me in doing obia and witchcraft. All right? Now, he's supposed to be put to death according to the law. Right? But up to this day, he still hear things. All right? He still hear things. He still see things. I remember it had a day when he told me that he see a man appear to him in all red, ringing a bell, calling his name, and then disappear. All right. So these things is evil. All right. Voodoo and obia. You go hear some people saying that you could use it for good. You could use obia and voodoo for good. Is all where you use it for? No, it's all bad. Right? It's all an abomination in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And it ain't going to get you nowhere. Alright? I would rather wait on the Lord for spiritual power than to take part in those in those nonsense. Because like you see in the video, alright? The criminals come, the gang members come with the guns and the machete and the knives, and they put a lot of them to death. And people who try to help them, they are not end up getting put to death. All right. But we that pray, we trust in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, are waiting on our power on the right hand side, right? That ain't going on. It will be a different scene taking place. The scripture say when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up a standard. All right? And it also says in the book of Isaiah 40:28 on down, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. All right? It also says in the book of Isaiah, I believe it's 54:17, if I'm not mistaken, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. All right? And every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. So these is the things that the men of the Lord is going to receive. All right? Real power, true power. And I ain't going to, that's way more better than some obe or some voodoo with some stupid black magic. The power that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is going to give his men is going to be way above that. Right? And it says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So a man may come at you with a cutlass or a gun or any sort of weapon. It's not going to prosper. It's not going to do you no harm. All right? Man might try to chop your head off with a cutlass. The cutlass break, and you punch him and he bursts in pieces. Right? That is the kind of, the Lord is going to renew our strength, as the scriptures say. That is what we're waiting on. We in practicing voodoo. Esau isn't going to fall by voodoo and witchcraft. All right? You can't fight evil with evil. All right? You're not going to win, especially if you wasn't designed, you wasn't programmed to play that role. We were created to be righteous. We Israelites were created to be righteous in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. We wasn't created to be the wicked. Esau was created to be the wicked. So if you fighting the wicked with something you're not supposed to be fighting them with, you think you're going to win? You ain't going to win that battle. Because that is not how we win back then. When we went to war, all right, against we enemies, we win through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai first and foremost, and by righteousness. In the book of Maccabees, when it had war, it had some men that were put to death during that war. And you know when they look on their bodies, you know what they find? You know what they find? Idols. And that was the reason why they were put to death. All right, because they were worshiping idols secretly, and the Lord showed Israel that this is when you put your trust in these things. All right, your enemies will rule over you. Your enemies will conquer you and dominate you. But if you put your trust in me, you go win. right? Um, so going back in the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and 6, it says, "And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people." And look what going on with the so-called Haitians today, right? The Levites. The Lord has set his face against them. He is destroying them, right? That is why you have all that chaos over there in Haiti. It's real violent. It have a gore site, right? I can't go on it here on YouTube, but you have videos showing you the kind of violence that happening over there. Real killing, right? Real killing. And that is because the Lord set his face against them for that wickedness that they're doing. Let me jump down to the book of let me jump down to the 27th verse. I start at 26. Leviticus 20 and 26. "And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from among from Salak, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. A man also or woman that had a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them." And those individuals who's doing all those voodoo in Haiti, their blood is upon their own head. All of them that will put to death and that participate in such abominable things, their blood is upon their own head. Right? I'm going to close it off with Deuteronomy chapter 18 and let's see. And this is dealing with the priests. Right? I'm going to start at 1. It says, "The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance." So the Lord separate make the tribe of Levi his priests. It says, "Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he had said unto them. And this shall be the priest due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks and the maw." Right? And then it basically going into the duty of the Levites, the priests. When you read on down. So let me go to the 10. Let me go to the 10th verse. It says, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee." All right? So you see, and this is what the tribe of Levi eventually fall into this day. They fall into that that necromancer, that obeah voodoo, they end up falling into that when we fall away as a people. They end up practicing that. All right, but back then, they were the holy priests. They used to do the sacrifices and sprinkle the blood upon the altar, right? And do those things. But now the doing it on the left hand side, the serving um these demons, and they're doing the obi and the witchcraft, right? So these things is an abomination unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, as the scriptures say. And these things was not a part of our heritage. We ain't used to do those things. It's the Hamites, the Egyptians. They did obi and voodoo as these other heathens. But we serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? That is not of us. So I will close it off here. I hope this little lesson was edifying. Kalala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles are written in the stone. Shalom to the elect.